I just finished my second Comic-Con weekend. Last year was the first time I ever went to San Diego Comic-Con, and it was an absolute blast. So I had to come back this year, and for the first time ever, I actually dressed up in cosplay as I'm doing a time lapse of my paint and makeup and outfit, and hopefully you enjoy. I'd love to do it again, so I'm always looking for tips and tricks if you have them. But over the several days of Comic-Con, I also managed to accumulate a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do a haul from San Diego Comic-Con to show you what I got, not only for myself, which is just a few things, but also things that I got as gifts for other people. And the first thing is, this shirt is actually from last year's Comic-Con, but I had to get one from this year as well. So this is the 2025 version. So this is the new one for 2025, and it's fitting to wear it as I show you the other stuff that I got. It has the Comic-Con logo on the sleeve. A lot of this stuff too is, they give out huge bags, first of all, at Comic-Con. And everything in this Funko bag, nothing is mine. It's actually from my friends, Anne and Rafa. I'll be shipping it back to them because they bought a few too many things. Let's start out with this. This is from CatNip Bravo, and I'd never heard of this before, but they had a bunch of cute stuff. So the first thing I got was for my grandma, this little cat superhero plush, because you know, we love cats in my family. You've seen her on the channel several times before, so I think she's gonna really like this little superhero. That's for you, Grandma. And also from the same place, I got this cool shirt. This will be for myself. The cat is in the middle, and they're playing rock, paper, scissors with a red panda and a blue panda. Next up is from Jazwares, and this was probably the absolute hardest item to get. So I showed up to the Jazwares booth, and there was no line, and I wanted to try to get the exclusive Squirtle Squad, you know, the first ever Squirtle you saw in the anime, who was wearing his really cool sunglasses that Ash ended up having later on in the series. Well, there I was, no line, super thrilled, thought, oh, I'll just walk right up and I'll get my Squirtle Squad. Not that easy. So you ended up needing to get a wristband, and you could only get wristbands from different Jazwares individuals who were working the booth, and they were in other areas of the booth just showing different types of merch and different exclusives that they had that were on display. So I kept going around to them, asking them, like, do you got a wristband? Do you have a wristband? Who's got a wristband? When are you giving out wristbands? I was probably the most annoying person there. But they didn't have any on that Friday when I went. And then they told me, oh, this Squirtle Squad is sold out. So I was so bummed. I was like, dang, I really thought I was gonna get this for my brother. You know, I've gotten him lots of other, I've gotten him Squirtle, I've gotten him Apom before from my visits to the Pokemon centers. And I thought, dang, like that was my one chance and I blew it. But then when I went back on Saturday, I saw they were in stock again. So I was like, hold the phone. I thought you said they were out of stock. But it turns out that they restock every day. And I should have known this from last year, because once they said it, I was like, oh yeah. I remember that happening in some of the other booths that I went to before, but it totally blew my mind that time. And so I'm like, well, who's got wristbands? And again, same old story, no wristbands, nothing. So I went back on Sunday, final day, really didn't think I was gonna get it. And I ended up walking away with, it's the Squirtle Squad. The exclusive Squirtle Squad from Jazwares for the San Diego Comic-Con. So this is going to my brother, despite how difficult it was to get. Pretty cool, you can see that. And yeah, it has the main one in the front with his cool sunglasses, and then all the round sunglasses are the other ones who are still equally just as cool. But other stuff that I got, let's see. Oh, this booth. This booth was super cool. Also found this on the last day, on Sunday. I followed them on Instagram, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and I don't see the insert in here. But I'll link it in the video description. This cool sweatshirt, which is absolutely super soft. It has a little embroidered dinosaur. I don't know what it's about, and I don't really care because it was just super cute, really soft, and I needed it. I'll put their Instagram down below because they were extremely nice, and I just really enjoyed that sweatshirt. Second to last item. So this is also a gift. Oh, two gifts in here actually. So a gift for Leah, who you have probably seen in one of my pretty old videos where we were trying Lay's chips from around the world. So, you know, I had to get Leah something, and she is obsessed with Wicked, as many people are, but she's a theater girl, so she's allowed to be. They had exclusive merch of Wicked that was related to the university, so Shiz University. So this is just a really nice little sweatshirt, as though, you know, just like any university has their own swag, but specific for Wicked. So Leah, that's for you. And then also, my friend Jorge at work loves Kirby. So they had this cute exclusive. I don't know that much about Kirby. Sorry, Jorge. But it did manage to get this Waddle Dee from the Kirby Cafe. And it is really adorable. I don't know how much you can see the details on it, but it's, oh, on the back too, you can see. So it's Waddle Dee holding, like, I don't know, an order or something, but it's super adorable. So that's on its way to you. The last thing I got was also from the same booth, and I think I'm gonna be keeping this plush because it was super cute, but it's this cat holding a marshmallow. I think it's also supposed to be a cat, but it's like a cat marshmallow. It's called Coconut and Floof. I don't know, it's the company itself is called BeKyoot. BeKyoot? BeKyoot. Anyways, and it is cute, so I'm gonna be keeping this. It kind of reminds me of Sai a little bit, and I just have no idea what the comic is about, but when I saw it, I just knew I needed to have that. I also saw another comic book that was there, and it was like two separate comics. One was about cats and one was about dragons, but it was at the same booth, and as I was walking by, I actually thought that it was the same universe, so I said, oh wow, like, I love this idea of a comic of like a cat dragon. And the guy kind of looked at me funny, and he's like, no, these are two like separate universes. I'm just housing the same booth. And so then I'm like, oh, well, I feel silly. But then he said, that could be a fantastic way to bridge these two worlds together and have cat dragons be the next sequel in their comics. So if you hear anything about cat dragons in the next several years, you know where that idea came from. Yours truly. The last thing I got from BeKyoot is another shirt for myself. This one is all about hot cocoa because I'm not like a big coffee person at all, but I do love myself some hot cocoa. So this is a cute shirt that says, "It's hot cocoa time," with some chubby cats throwing marshmallows into their cup of hot cocoa. And then I got this tank top for my mom, although I really want to steal it. And it says, "Be positive," with a little dog, some cats, and they're vibing. They're having a great time. So tried to get a few things that I could for as many of my family members as possible. But that was my Comic-Con haul. Thanks for checking it out, and I hope that you check out my cosplay video and let me know what you thought. And also, let me know if you had a chance to go to Comic-Con. I'd love to hear from you on what you were able to snag at the con, or if you plan on going next year, or if you plan on going to another con throughout the year. I guess there's so many throughout the country or even the world. They were advertising that there's gonna be a Comic-Con in Spain this year, I think for the first time. So that's really cool to see that it's expanding. So if you have a chance, let me know if you're going to one. Maybe if we're going to the same one, I can do a meetup. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.